grind requires sacrifice. Period. You want the rewards, but you're trying to skip the costs. You want the results, but you're avoiding the pain. Let me tell you something straight. Every level of success comes with a price tag. You don't get to dream big, live comfortable, and expect greatness to show up just because you wish for it. The grind demands sacrifice. That's the entry fee. That's the toll at the gate of every goal worth reaching. You're broke because you keep trying to take the shortcut. You want the freedom, but you won't give up the comfort. You want the business, but you won't give up the sleep. You want the opportunity, but you won't give up the distractions. You say you want it bad, but when it comes time to pay, with time, energy, effort, or focus, you flinch. You start negotiating with the grind. You try to keep your old habits and build a new life at the same time. That math will never add up. You've got to give something up to go up. Nobody gets a new level by staying the same. And I'm not talking about once or twice. I'm talking about every single day. Sacrifice is not a one-time decision. It's a lifestyle. It's choosing discipline when your body wants comfort. It's choosing focus when your phone wants attention. It's choosing legacy over likes, mission over mood, purpose over pleasure. You think the people at the top got there because it was easy? Because they got lucky? No. They paid in silence, in discipline, in blood, sweat, and sacrifice. They missed the parties. They skipped the trends. They said no 1,000 times so they could say yes to the one thing that mattered. And now you're looking at their results, wishing for their life, but you don't want their path. You don't want the grind they went through. You want the outcome, but not the process. But here's the truth. The process is the prize. That sacrifice you're avoiding, that's what separates the average from the elite. That's what builds grit. That's what sharpens your edge. That's what turns goals into reality. So stop asking, why am I still broke? Start asking, what am I still clinging to that's keeping me broke? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort, ego, pride, entertainment, distractions, approval, whatever it takes? Because until you are, you'll keep spinning in circles. You'll keep chasing without catching. You'll keep wishing without winning. This isn't a game, this is your life. And if you're serious about changing it, there's only one way to do it. Make the sacrifice. Or stay where you are. You won't cut off what's draining you, and that's why you're broke. You say you want success. You say you want to grow, but you're still holding on to people, habits, and environments that are pulling you in the opposite direction. You can't climb if you chain a dead weight. You can't elevate while staying connected to the things that keep you grounded in mediocrity. Some of y'all are trying to fly with ankles tied to your feet, and then you wonder why nothing's lifting off. It's not a mystery. It's not a curse. It's a choice. You won't let go of what's breaking you. You won't disconnect from what's draining your energy, your focus, your confidence, your drive. You've normalized dysfunction. You've gotten comfortable with chaos. You've surrounded yourself with people who clap for your potential but don't challenge your growth. They're cool with the old you because the old you makes them comfortable. But the version of you that wants to build, that wants to rise, that wants to win, they're not ready for that. So they'll distract you, delay you, and drain you until you quit. And it's not just people, it's habits, it's routines, it's the shows you binge, the food you eat, the time you waste scrolling through other people's lives while ignoring your own. You've made comfort your culture, and it's killing your progress. Every time you say, I'll deal with it later, every time you let one more day go by doing the same things with the same people in the same place, you're choosing to stay broke. Broke in your finances, broke in your purpose, broke in your mentality. You keep praying for a breakthrough, but you won't break away. You keep saying you want change, but you won't change your circle, won't change your schedule, won't change your standard. And I get it. It's hard. It's uncomfortable to walk away from what's familiar. But what's familiar is failing you. You're trying to grow in the same environment that grew you. Excuses. That's why you're stuck. You can't elevate until you separate. That's just the truth. If it's not building you, it's breaking you. If it's not feeding your dream, it's starving it. And every day you stay connected to something that drains you, you make success harder than it has to be. It's time to look at your life and get honest. Who and what do you need to cut off? What's keeping you average? What's blocking your growth? Because you'll never rise while you're protecting the very things that keep you small. You say you want freedom, then let go of what's holding you hostage. Cut it off. Or stay broke. You keep choosing now over next. That's why you're broke. Every time you make a decision, you got two options. Do what feels good right now, or do what's going to set you up for the future. And most of y'all keep picking now. You keep choosing comfort over calling. You keep choosing pleasure over purpose. You want the reward without the wait. You want the results without the sacrifice. And every single time you do that, you push your goals further away. You don't need more motivation, you need more vision. You're broke because your choices are based on short-term emotions, not long-term outcomes. You eat what feels good today instead of fueling your body for tomorrow. You spend money to impress people instead of investing money to free yourself. You skip the late nights and early mornings. Thinking rest is more important than the result. But listen to me, if you don't sacrifice now, you'll be sacrificing your freedom later. You think the grind is painful? Try regret. You think working overtime hurts? Kind of looking back and realizing you could have been free if you had just focused for a season. This life you want, it's possible, it's real. But you won't get it by making decisions like everybody else. You won't get it by choosing comfort every time discipline knocks at your door. You've got to stop living for the weekend. Stop living for the next hit of dopamine, the next distraction, the next party, the next trend. That's how they keep you broke. Feeding you cheap pleasure so you never reach real power. And the crazy part is, you already know it. You feel it every night when you go to bed, knowing deep down that you wasted another day chasing temporary highs. Success is built on delay, built on choosing what's hard now so life can be easy later, built on saying no to what feels good so you can say yes to what feels right. The people who made it, they weren't better than you. They just made better additions. They made choices that protected their next, not their now. So ask yourself, every time you swipe that card, is it for now or next? Every time you hit snooze, is it for now or next? Every time you choose distraction over discipline, is it helping you now or building you for what's next? You're not lacking potential, you're lacking patience. You're not stuck. You don't need more help. You need to start making choices like someone who deserves success, not someone who's addicted to the moment. So if you're tired of being broke, tired of circling the same mountain, tired of wondering why nothing changes, then start choosing your future. Start honoring your next more than your now, because broke isn't just about your bank account. It's about your mindset. Choose next, not now. You're spending like you're rich and working like you're average. That's the problem right there. I want y'all to hear me on this because you are ill if I don't hear. You're walking around with big dreams and billionaire tastes, but your work ethic don't match your wish list. You want first-class results with economy effort. You're living like the money's already in the bank, but you haven't earned it yet. You can't buy what you haven't built. You can't spend like a boss when you haven't even mastered being a worker. You're out here upgrading your phone, but your mindset's still outdated. You're buying clothes to look successful instead of putting in the hours to become successful. That's backwards. You want to impress people who don't even know your name, and for what? So you can feel like you're winning when deep down you know you're not moving forward. You're dressing like you made it, living like you made it, but your reality says otherwise. And you feel that gap between who you're pretending to be and who you actually are. That's what's draining you. You got to be real with yourself. This isn't the time for flexing. This is the time for building. This is the time for doing the hard, boring, behind the scenes work nobody sees. This is the time to make sacrifices on your spending, on your habits, on your comfort, because your future is dependent on it. You can't keep swiping cards and making excuses. You can't keep watching the rich on social media and thinking that somehow, just maybe, you'll stumble into that life too. Doesn't work like that. You get what you earn. And if your grind doesn't match your goals, you're just dreaming. You say you want a six-figure business, but you're not even showing up like a six-figure employee. You say you want freedom, but you're still a slave to pleasure, to spending, to comfort. That's not how champions live. The ones who make it, they look broke before they get rich. They drive what they need to drive. They wear what they need to wear. They say no to the extra so they can say yes to bigger picture. They sacrifice now so they can live free later. While you're out here buying things to look successful, they're building systems so they can be successful. You can't afford to spend another year living above your hustle. You need to flip the switch and start moving like the person you're trying to become. Start working like you're broke and hungry, not like you've already arrived. Earn your lifestyle, earn your respect, earn your freedom. Because as long as your spending stays high and your grind stays low, you'll stay broke in your pockets and in your progress. You want more? Then start working like it and spending like you're serious about building something real. You want success, but you still want to keep your comfort? You keep saying you want to break out, break through, break the cycle, but you don't want to break your comfort. You say you want more, but your actions prove you're still married to ease. You want to be rich, but you still want to sleep in. You want to build wealth, but you still want to buy the shoes, hit the weekend parties, waste time like time is free. That's the real problem. It ain't that you can't do it. It's that you won't let go of what's holding you back. See, success doesn't show up in comfortable spaces. You don't get to have both the grind and the soft life. Not at the beginning. You can't walk into a new level without leaving some things behind. And for a lot of people, that sacrifice is just too uncomfortable. You don't want to say no to the fun. You don't want to say no to the people around you who keep dragging you down. You don't want to say no to your old habits. But if you don't say no to those things now, life will keep saying no to you. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You think staying in your bubble is safe, but it's what's keeping you broke. You're afraid to get uncomfortable, afraid to work longer, sleep less, grind more. But that's what it takes. That's what every successful person had to do. You can't pray for more and then run from the process. You can't post about hustle and then live like you've already made it. You haven't earned ease yet. You want to know why you're stuck? Because you're treating sacrifice like an option instead of a requirement. You walk around with a success mindset and a lazy schedule. That's not how it works. The real ones, the ones who broke through, they were willing to get uncomfortable for years. They were willing to say, I'll be tired now so I can rest later. I'll say no to this crowd so I can build my future. They were willing to let comfort go so they could grow. And let me tell you something. Comfort will lie to you. It'll tell you you're okay. You deserve a break. Take it easy. And the second you listen, you lose momentum. The second you get soft, life gets hard. You've got to wake up and decide, do I want short-term pleasure or long-term power? Do I want comfort now or legacy forever? Because success ain't going to knock on your door while you're laid up in bed. It's out there, past your limits, past your excuses, waiting for you to show up uncomfortable, but committed. So if you're serious about getting out of that broke mindset, if you're serious about changing your life, then it starts by letting go of what feels good and grabbing on to what feels good. You say you want it, then start sacrificing for it.